So recently my Smok GTX 350 started having the button stick problem, where it would either start jumping up to the highest wattage or down to the lowest, and pushing the button in the other direction wouldn't actually make it reverse. So I found a video online where somebody explained how to take it apart, but they didn't actually demonstrate how to do it, and it is actually nice to see what it looks like apart, I think. So this is for anybody who's struggling with the same problem and is wondering exactly what it looks like when you take it apart. So I had to first, obviously, take out the batteries, take off your tank, and then you have to remove these two screws, and they have a star-shaped screwdriver tip on them. Let's see if I can find that. Here it is. So if you have one of these, this is what it takes to open it. Here's the actual screw, if you're curious. And the two on the outside are a little bit longer than the ones on the inside. So after removing these two, you'll notice it's after removing these two, you notice it still won't pop off quite right. So you have to peel off this black top from here that protects the screen and the buttons, and that is just held on with some glue. It did come off relatively easy once I got something to wedge underneath it, but I was worried it was going to break or something, but it didn't. And after that, you can see the button comes right off after you do that, but you see these other two screw holes. If you remove those, you can actually pop this top off. The black trigger pops right out because it's held on by this. So you can see what it looks like behind that. And the problem is with that button sticking is that juice leaks into around this button area and gets actually into the electronics, and which is not good. So you really want to make sure you clean out inside of there really well. Seems like could have been designed a little bit better with maybe a rubber entire seal over the top with just a rubberized button, but yeah. Either way, I've enjoyed this GTX 350 for the most part. It's been my first real big mod, and yeah, it served me pretty well, though after a few problems such as this and the battery compartment chamber is actually a real pain in the ass for me sometimes. I have two types of batteries. These, which work great, and they're my favorite. They have nice tight wrapping on it, and haven't had any problems with these. But if you get a battery such as these kind, apparently Winus brand, where the wrap is a little bit thicker, just a little bit, than the wrap on the Odex. And what I found when that's the case is that they're squeezed in so tight, and there's so little room for give on these connectors that once they're in there, it holds the chamber in place so tightly that it becomes a huge pain. You can't get it off. I can't get it off by hand. I have to stick a knife in this little area back here and push up to pop it out. Only when those slightly thicker batteries are in there. Anyway, back to the primary problem here. I plan on just cleaning this out really well with Q-tip to soak up any actual juice that may be left over, and then probably some canned air if I can find some around the house here, that just to make sure everything in there is still dry, nice and dry, before I put it back together and test it out. But really just wanted to show anybody who's interested what it looks like when you actually do get the thing taken apart, and what to expect during that process. Thanks. Let me know if you have any questions.